Well, I think that a strong community development corporation is about a strong community, and without strong communities, we don't have strong families, and without strong families, we don't have sort of individuals that are growing and thriving, and people leave communities when we don't have those kind of things. So I see it as sort of central to the effort of bringing people together and helping people to grow and thrive where they're at. And I think the idea of creating opportunities in the community is a wonderful thing for families and individuals.
Every business has its problems. Every business has unique problems. The CDC is one of those places that can bring the resources of the larger community all together, focus in one spot, and help that person or that business see what all the resources are. The odds are stacked against you as a small business starting out. And you need, the best thing that you can do to beat those odds is get information, to get educated. And where do you go to get that? You can start at the CDC and find that out.
I contacted the CDC because I needed to upgrade my store, update it, because I've been here a long time, and I needed to kick it up a notch, and I felt like I was all alone, and I needed some help. I use the CDC for technical assistance. They introduced me to a consultant firm. They walked me through a lot of things, helped with ideas, and they picked up my spirit a little. The CDC staff's been real helpful to me. They're just down-to-earth people. They know where they're at, and they know where we as business people are coming from, and it just completes it. It's awesome.
The CDC has always been there for what we're looking for and have been looking for, and it's great to have an agency that close to us that we are very comfortable with and can work with in order to make the business grow.
The Homework Center is staffed by a paraprofessional, a certified Title I tutor or teacher, and usually 1 or 2 high school students. We usually try to help them with the homework they have that day. They can work on projects that might have a longer time that's due. We have worksheets, math, that they can work on to reinforce the skills, and they also can work on the computer on educational software, typing. You know, they do succeed, you know, when they come in and they're having a hard time with math or language, and, you know, towards the end of a month or 2, you can see, you know, there's an improvement. It's just good to see the smile on the kid's face when they just feel good about that they've accomplished something.
I've been working here at the Homework Center for the past year now, and it's been a really pleasant experience. It's really helped me to realize that I want to work with kids later on, so I'm going into college at Framingham State for elementary education, and I'm going to concentrate in math.
Working at the Homework Center has helped me a lot just because it taught me about how to be patient with kids and just knowing that each kid is special. One thing that surprised me is that how they learn different things differently. Like one kid will do a problem one way and another kid will think of a different way to do it, and I think that's really awesome.
The House of Peace and Education and the Greater Gardner CDC have a wonderful partnership which provides us with internship opportunities for our participants. The internship opportunities help the women to further their skills in a supported work environment, to develop references, and to get practical work experience. Many women who do come back to let us know how they're doing, or when I do my follow-up with them, who have done the internship, talk about how it helped them to practice their skills, how it gave them encouragement, built their confidence, and helped them to develop the references that they needed to go on and find further employment.
Greater Gardner CDC works with Hope to offer internships, and I was offered an internship at the Gardner VNA, and I did my internship there, and it was a great experience for me. I learned medical billing also, and I was able to put the skills I learned at Hope to use there. I just finished my internship and I was actually offered a temporary to most likely permanent position there at the VNA.
Initially, I was there, came to the cyber cafe for job search. I needed a vehicle, an internet vehicle, to try to find a job. So that I was utilizing the cyber cafe that way. I've worked with other community development corporations, and I'll tell you, the one here in Gardner just is the degree of professionalism is very impressive.
I started at the Cyber Cafe about 5 years ago, and I really wanted to know how to use the computer, what the net was, what the web was. When I came here, it was wonderful because Fee helped me so much, and I could sit at the computer. And if I had a problem, I would just ask her, and she would come over and help me. The first thing I did was I sent out some resumes for, maybe getting a part-time job. Also, I have friends that are what I call computer illiterate, but they will ask me to look up information for them, medical problems, agencies. So I do that a lot, and I'm very happy here.
I acquired a house through the CDC, which was built by Monty Tech students. It's in a very lovely area. The students did a wonderful job, had very good teachers, and it's just my beautiful home. When I took the first home buyer classes, it was a good experience because you're not always, when you're going to look for a home, you're not always thinking about all the other things that go along with it. Like, you'll need to have money to heat the home, or you'll need to have money to repair the home in the future. In the first time home buyer classes really told you everything you need to know about owning a home and living in the home afterwards.
We purchased this property at 62 Linden Street in Winchendon from the Gardner CDC in October. The most valuable lessons or things I had learned from the first time homebuyers class was really the steps leading up to owning your own home. The whole process from doing the purchase and sale, just how things should go, and basically how to cover ourselves and make sure that we're protected along the way, and really just the right way to do it. If they didn't have the answers, they helped us find the answers.
The thing I like about owning our own home is just being able to raise our children in our own community with our own home. We've got a backyard where we can have a swing set if we'd like. Build community connections and just really take advantage of being here in our own home.
On the 1,200 square foot homes that we're building for the CDC, which they're small, are not basic homes. We put some great features into it because of what we can do here at Monty Tech, but they are, from a construction point of view, simpler to build, and that translates for us that they're completely built by the students. With the instructor supervising them. So it's a much better training ground because of the manageable size of the home. It's been a tremendous partnership, and what I hear from our instructors, and that's who's out in the field every day, from our teachers, that please, Jim, whatever you do, we don't want to go back to the lottery system. We don't want to go back building for private owners. We want to continue to build for organizations like the Community Development Corporation because of what a great partnership it's been for us, and the people there, Fee Anderson and Marsha Hoff, have been very supportive to our teachers and students. Developed a very good relationship, and our staff, our teachers, also believe that the preferable use of Monty Tech's talents is for affordable housing, first-time home buyer housing. They think that that's been a wonderful new dimension for Monty Tech.
I handled the first-time homebuyer education and also some of the affordable housing projects. We've had quite a few success stories that have really pointed out the benefit of the first-time homebuyer education. I've had one particular client, a single mother, 2 small children, who had her heart set on one of our affordable housing projects, went through the first-time homebuyer education program, went to get pre-qualified at a bank, and found she wasn't qualified to borrow enough to participate in the first-time home ownership program at that point in time. So what she did is she came in for some individual counseling so that we could take a look at her budget. And we finally determined that she didn't have enough of a down payment and she needed to start structuring her savings plan. So we set her up on a budget. She was really committed to go through with it. I didn't hear from her for a good couple of years, and she came back and had a considerable down payment and was now looking to go on from there. She was able to go find a condo that was large enough for herself and her 2 girls, and she was able to purchase a house. And she told me directly that when she hit those roadblocks, unless she had somebody to help her through that, she wouldn't have gone on.
One of the reasons I initially thought of getting the CDC going again was it actually helps the city achieve some of the city's goals. It's an independent organization. It has a board of directors which actually provides the CDC with a link to people in the community that the city doesn't have, and that's an added bonus. There are a fairly large number of state programs that the city and the CDC together can tap into to find financial support. And if there are programs that we can go after, the city and the CDC working in partnership will be more successful in bringing those grant funds into the city than if the city tried to do it ourselves. So that partnership works well, it's well received by the state, and it helps, it's the best way to help the target population.
I see the future of the CDC is continuing to have that wonderful mix of the large-scale focus on business development and housing development, along with the personal touch that really invests in neighborhoods and in individuals.
I believe the CDC is here for the long term. I've always felt that way, but through all the challenges that we've been through in over 10 years of my being involved in the CDC, I believe that we'll be able to sustain challenges and give to the community in these big economic deficits that aren't addressed by other agencies.
I think one of our greatest challenges, and it's a challenge of many nonprofits, is funding. It has been a challenge for us, and it's an unknown environment. We have a fund development committee that's worked very hard to get the word out to the community that we are at risk and that we have a lot to offer. And if you're enjoying our services and benefiting by them, then we ask for your help. Not just monetary help, but help in other ways. Is there an opportunity that you can bring to the table that we can use for fundraising, for instance? And so that really is probably our number one challenge at this time.
The future for the CDC is bright. We've taken strong steps in trying to make a permanent location in the downtown area. We are in the process of purchasing the building on Central Street. And by the time you see this, hopefully we have purchased the building and we are renovating the building. And that is making us a owner within the city of Gardner property. Our grants are increasing, contributions have increased, and because of that, I think the future of the CDC is bright.
I think it's the importance of this public communication is to get the word out for the Greater Gardner CDC, to let people know firsthand what we have accomplished as a group in the community and for the community.
I accepted the invitation to be on the board. I was just interested in being involved in doing something in the community, and I had been interested in sort of community action for a long time. And since I deal in psychology and work with families, it seems to me that one of the bigger issues has always been around housing. And what I really sort of appreciated was the work that CDC was doing, particularly around first-time home buyers, and also helping new businesses, revitalizing communities. In an era where people are becoming more disconnected, that the CDC's, seems to me the CDC's job and work has really been about connecting people in communities, and so that was of real interest to me.